The United Nations International Women's Day is a day for honoring the accomplishments of women the world over. I am Bhikkhuni Dr. Lee from the United States of America, and I am very proud to present the list and biographies of women who received Outstanding Women in Buddhism Awards in the year 2004 at the United Nations in Bangkok, Thailand, at the United Nations Conference Center. Bhikshuni Xiaoyi of Taiwan. Bhikshuni Xiaoyi ordained and received Bhikshuni precepts in 1985. From 1985 to 1989, she taught Buddhism at her residential temple while teaching youth at Buddhist summer camps. These camps grew seeds of Buddha's compassion and wisdom in the youth's hearts. In 1989, she joined the Chinese Young Buddhist Association, CYBA. Bhikshuni Xiaoyi has been actively involved in CYBA's activities and social work projects, teaching and counseling in schools and prisons. To guide misguided youth, Bhikshuni Xiaoyi enriched herself by attending psychology and counseling courses, as well as linking up with experts to develop multimedia teaching aids. These new approaches and techniques help the youth to recognize themselves, develop their potentiality, and bring about an optimistic, positive outlook on life. Currently, Bhikshuni Xiaoyi is writing her fourth book in a series entitled The Fusion of the Wisdom Ocean series, which is a collection of 10 books. This progressive book series combines Buddhist teachings, latest psychological discoveries, and counseling techniques, as well as cognitive applications for daily life. For many years, Bhikshuni Xiaoyi has been a leader in Buddhism at the international level, attending many international conferences. She is a master planner and manager of the first International Buddhist Youth Forum and co-organized the International Conference for Religious Cooperation and Peace. Her organizational management style is greatly appreciated by conference attendees. At present, Bhikshuni Xiaoyi serves as president of the Chinese Young Buddhist Association and director of the Young Buddhist Educational Foundation. She is also the honorary teacher and counselor of Taipei Prison, Shilin Prison, and Longtan Prison. Under her wise and compassionate leadership, CYBA has made enormous progress and achievements. For 9 consecutive years, CYBA was awarded the Interior Ministry's Most Excellence in Social Service Special Award. The Ministry of Education has twice presented CYBA with the Great Contribution to Education Award, and Executive Yuan of Taiwan's cabinet exalted CYBA with the Great Contribution to Education Award. In 2003, Bhikshuni Xiaoyi received the 8 Virtues Award for Great Personalities and Great Works. As of 2008, Bhikshuni Xiaoyi serves as the president of the Outstanding Women in Buddhism Awards Committee. Bhikshuni Lama Karma Pema Soltrim of India. As a Buddhist in her early years, Bhikshuni Lama Karma Pema Soltrim studied at a Catholic high school in Darjeeling, India, St. Teresa's High School. After completing high school, she took Buddhist ordination from His Holiness the 16th Galwang Karmapa and joined Karma Drungyu Targe Ling Nunnery. She completed all of her studies at her nunnery and even a 3-year solitary retreat, which earned her the esteemed title of Lama. Bhikshuni Lama Karma Pema Soltrim has traveled to the USA, Europe, and Southeast Asia as a monastic involved in inter-religious dialogue. She maintains her meditation and chanting practice while being socially concerned. When asked by a student as how to address the challenges of the AIDS pandemic, particularly in Southeast Asia and the sex trade industry, she replied with a master's clarity, saying, "A bodhisattva does not ride on the back of a chicken." The student pondered, smiled, and replied, "Yes, of course. A bodhisattva always rides on the back of a tiger. Thank you, Master." The meaning of this antidote is that whoever works for the benefit of society needs to be full of love and compassion as a bodhisattva and strong and determined as a tiger. Bhikshuni Lao Yi of Taiwan. Bhikshuni Lao Yi is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the Museum of World Religions in Taiwan. The master, upon receiving her bachelor's degree, determined to devote her life to work with Bhikshu Sintao for world peace via religion. For 10 years, she meditated and engaged in Buddhist studies. Then for 10 more years, Bhikshuni Master Shi Lao Yi engaged in interfaith exchange in order to build the Museum of World Religions. It is the only museum in the world which hosts different major religions of the world under the same roof. The mission is respect for all faiths, tolerance for all cultures, and love for all life. She conducted a long-standing research project about sacred sites in Bosnia and organized an international conference on the global preservation of sacred sites. Bhikshuni Lao Yi also fundraised for the rebuilding of the Bamyan Buddha statues in Afghanistan via the coalition of the Provisional Authority of Afghanistan. Continuing her interfaith peace work, she cooperated among different religions to establish the preparatory office for a University of World Religions. Both the Museum of World Religions Research Center and the Trayana Buddhist College have served as a platform for this new project. Bhikshuni Lao Yi also organizes Buddhist-Muslim dialogues to promote peace and understanding. She believes that interfaith work and Buddhism's compassion will lead to world peace. She does not stand aloof from society and complain. She does not resist globalization. She chooses to implement the concept of a global family and coexistence with others in harmony. Bhikkhuni Dhammananda of Thailand. Venerable Bhikkhuni Dhammananda, formerly known as Dr. Chatsaman Kabila Singh, was born in 1944. She received her education in India and in Canada and became the first Thai woman to receive a doctorate in Buddhism. She spent 30 years teaching philosophy and Buddhism. First, she taught in Canada and later at Thammasat University in Bangkok. While at Thammasat University, she was an associate professor and president of the Women and Youth Studies program. She was also the chair of the India Studies Center. As an academic, she has written more than 50 books. She pioneered research and writing on women in Buddhism. She has been active at the international level, both as a Buddhist and as a female scholar. She co-founded Sakidita, an international Buddhist women's association, and was its president from 1991 to 1995. For the past 20 years, she has published Yasotara, a newsletter on Buddhist women's activities. She was an associate at the Royal Institute for nearly 2 decades, a seat which she gave up after her ordination. She is now a peace counselor to an international peace organization in the USA and also a vice chair to a committee to select awardees for the Niwano Peace Award in Japan. Venerable Dhammananda gave up worldly interests and courageously chose to follow in her mother's footsteps to become a female monastic, a path not much known in Thailand. With her strong academic background, she is totally committed to reclaiming the Bhikkhuni lineage, a heritage given by the Buddha. The responsibility which she shoulders is to educate the Buddhist community in order to have a better understanding of Buddhism. She regularly offers training courses to both local and international groups. During the Rains Retreat, she organizes a training program for international bhikkhunis and lay women. She writes regularly, accepts invitations to give Dhamma talks, and her teachings are accessible to the public. Bhikshuni Dr. Karma Lekshe Somo of the United States of America. Bhikshuni Dr. Karma Lekshe Somo is an assistant professor of theology and religious studies at the University of San Diego. She teaches classes in Buddhism and world religions. She studied Buddhism in Dharamsala, India for 15 years. Later, she completed her doctorate in philosophy at the University of Hawaii. Her doctoral research specialized on death and identity in China and Tibet. She currently specializes in Buddhist philosophical systems, comparative religion, gender issues in Buddhism, as well as Buddhism and bioethics. Her research and publications focus on women in Buddhism, Buddhist monasticism, death and dying, Buddhist-Christian dialogue, and the Western adaptation of Buddhism. She also teaches meditation in the California state prison system. As an American bhikshuni practicing in the Tibetan tradition, Dr. Kama Lekshe Somo is a founder and currently serves as president of Sakidita International Association of Buddhist Women. Since 1987, she has helped coordinate numerous national and international conferences on women in Buddhism. Her publications include Sakidita, Daughter of the Buddha, Buddhism Through American Women's Eyes, Sisters in Solitude, Two Traditions of Monastic Ethics for Women, Buddhist Women Across Cultures, Innovative Buddhist Women, Swimming Against the Stream, and Buddhist Women and Social Justice, to mention a few. She is also the director of Jamyang Foundation, an initiative to provide educational opportunities for women in developing countries, including 13 monasteries in the Indian Himalayas and a primary school in Bangladesh. Bhikkhuni Dhammanandi of Vietnam. Bhikkhuni Dhammanandi was born in 1971 in Vietnam. In 1992, at the age of 21, she completed her bachelor's degree from the Open Economics University. In the same year, she became a nun in the Theravada tradition. She practiced at Bu Long Monastery. In 1994, she journeyed to Burma and remained for 9 years, studying Buddhism for 2 years and meditation for 7 years. In 2002, in Sri Lanka, at Tapodanara Maya Temple in Mount Lavinia, she ordained as a Theravada bhikkhuni. She has taught meditation and Dhamma abroad, just returning from Brisbane, Australia, to teach at the Vietnamese Meditation Center of Brisbane. She has also taught in Thailand. Bhikkhuni Dhammanandi emphasizes teaching both Dhamma and meditation. She conveys the message of the importance of study so that women can become excellent Dhamma teachers, and the importance of teaching meditation so that people can open their eyes. Bhikkhuni Dhammanandi in 1992 became a nun upon the inspiration of her uncle, who is a Theravada Buddhist monk in the USA. Her sister is also a nun, a Mechi, and lives in California, USA. Personally, Dhammanandi became a nun in 1992 in order to first help herself and then to help all women who want to become nuns or any woman who is suffering. When she lived in Burma, she helped Burmese nuns. Now as a bhikkhuni, she is happy to help other women to become bhikkhunis and encourages them to study hard. Bhikkhuni Bhagaya Jayawani of Malaysia. Bhikkhuni Bhagaya Jayawani was born in Parit Buntar in the state of Perak, Malaysia, to a Hindu family, the eldest of 7 children. She had a very strict upbringing, as her father was a man of strict conduct and discipline. She was married off at the early age of 17 and once again encountered a strict family life, having to obey her husband and mother-in-law's every command without having much to say in her own life. She lived in constant fear of her husband and mother-in-law and longed to be free. She constantly thought of the purpose of life. Deep inside her heart and mind, she knew she had a calling to lead a holy life. As time passed, her inclination towards meditation and religious activities grew. One day, Reverend Bhagya Jayawani had a realization that life is impermanent and she knew she would one day renounce. However, patiently and dutifully, she discharged her duties as a loyal wife and mother of 3 children and waited for the right time to renounce, even though she was spiritually ready. Then, on May 8, 2000, Bhikkhuni Bhagya Jayawani finally left her home and headed for the capital city of Kuala Lumpur. Her children were all grown up and she was finally able to answer her calling. In Kuala Lumpur, she got a job as a childminder at the Tri Ratana Buddhist Orphanage. After serving for a year and observing 8 precepts, she decided to renounce. With the help of the vice president of Tri Ratana Buddhist Orphanage, Mr. Tan Tim Huot, and a bhikkhuni residing in Thailand, Bhikkhuni Dr. Lee, and other well-wishers, she left for Sri Lanka in 2001. She ordained as a seminary on 30th of December 2001 at the Golden Temple in Dambulla with Sri Sumangala Mahatero, the abbot of the Golden Temple. Shortly thereafter, on the 3rd and 4th of March 2002, she received higher ordination as a bhikkhuni at Mount Lavinia, Colombo, Sri Lanka, by Venerable Pundit Talake Dhammaloka Anunayakatero, thus becoming the first bhikkhuni of the Theravada tradition from Malaysia. Bhikkhuni Jayawani returned to Malaysia in 2002 and established her own children's home. Her aim in life is to serve and help the needy around the world, to be the mother of all children. Mechi Pratim Kwan On of Thailand. Mechi Pratim Kwan On was born in Phetchaburi, Thailand. Her family farmed and had a small business, so Mechi Pratim studied while helping with the family business and farm duties. Her talent and determination proved quite significant, and she earned her bachelor's degree in India in 1974 at Nalan University. She continued her studies and took her master's degree from Mogat University in India in 1997. In terms of her religious career, Mechi Pratim Kwan On went forth as an alms mendicant Mechi in 1963 at Wat Sanabram in Phetchaburi. She studied Pali and received grade 6 in Pali in 1970 in Bangkok. By 1973, she graduated with excellence in Pali in India as a Pali Acharya from Nalanda University. After she completed both her worldly education and monastic education, she put to practice her wisdom and compassion, and in 1977, along with Mechi Dr. Sumon Yuyot, they founded the Thai Mechi Institute at Pak To Ratchaburi. The institute developed the role of Mechis and has helped countless women, children, and men by applying Dhamma in daily life. In 1978, Venerable Mechi Pratim started a girls' nursery school within the compound of the Thai Mechi Institute of Prachinburi, a branch of their main office. Mechi Pratim's earnest efforts have been acknowledged, supported, and recognized by many, including the Buddhist Women's Association of Thailand, which presented her with a medallion award for excellence in social service, and the Ministry of Education, which honored her, as well as Princess Sirantorn, who personally presented her with the Sema Dhammachakra Award. Mechi Pratim currently is the president of the Thai Mechi Institute and founder of the Dhammacharini Vidya School for Mechi and Women in Need. Mechi Pratim is strongly determined to improve the educational opportunities for Mechis, women, and girls. She is committed to their having an equal opportunity to receive an education in order to cultivate good and be good citizens. Ranjani De Silva of Sri Lanka. Ranjani De Silva meditated with Bhikkhuni Ayakema of Germany. In 1987, she traveled from her homeland of Sri Lanka to Bodh Gaya, India. There she attended the first conference of Buddhist nuns. At this conference, the participants felt the need to acknowledge and support the work and status of women in Buddhism. Thus, Sakidita International Association of Buddhist Women was formed. In 1993, Ranjani De Silva organized the third international conference of Sakidita, and women from 27 countries and of various Buddhist traditions attended. This meeting greatly contributed to consciousness raising in Sri Lanka and greatly elevated the status of nuns in Sri Lanka. In 1995, in Ladakh, India, at the 4th International Conference, Ranjani De Silva was elected as the president of Sakidita. She was re-elected again as president in 1998 at the meeting in Cambodia. Ranjani De Silva has offered Buddhist women the world over vast wisdom and inspiration. She traveled the world lecturing at conferences and seminars to elevate the status of women in Buddhism. She remained president of Sakadita until 2001. Ranjani De Silva coordinates the training of many women to become bhikshunis, and she arranged for their higher ordinations in India, Taiwan, and Sri Lanka. In the past 5 years, she has helped women from many countries to ordain: Malaysians, Burmese, Thai, Vietnamese, Taiwanese, Australians, New Zealanders, Canadians, Americans, Germans, and those from the United Kingdom. Dr. Carola Andujo Rolón of Mexico. Dr. Carola Andujo Rolón was born in Mexico City, Mexico. She holds a PhD in mathematics in the field of algebraic geometry from Harvard University, Boston, USA. As a mathematician, she did research in the geometry of space and time. Dr. Carola Andujo Rolón is one of the founders of Fundación Wimuti in Mexico, a non-profit organization established to spread the teachings of the Buddha in Mexico. Fundación Wimuti is one of the first Buddhist meditation centers in Mexico. Currently, she is the director of the foundation and teaches insight meditation in her country. Pimjai Intamun of Thailand. Pimjai Intamun has been of poor health since her childhood. She helped her parents doing their small business of ironwork in her hometown of Mae Rim, Chiang Mai, in northern Thailand. She met her husband, who was an alcoholic. She married him amidst the objections of her parents. After marriage for some time, she found out at the age of 17 that she had contracted HIV/AIDS from her husband. Her husband died in 1995. After getting HIV/AIDS for 2 years, she began to set up home care to help people who were living with HIV/AIDS. She visited those in need, those facing similar problems as her own. By working to help and serve other people in need, she found the meaning of life. She often says that she is glad to have AIDS because AIDS makes her see the value of life. In 1993, she established a project for community health at her parents' house and helps those infected with HIV/AIDS. She offers basic medicines and counsels them to not hide themselves, but to reveal themselves and live a normal life. Pimjai Intamun identifies the main problem of living with HIV/AIDS as the social stigma, the exclusion from society, the separation of HIV-positive people from those with whom they live. She says, if all persons infected with HIV/AIDS reveal themselves, the AIDS epidemic would cease to exist. At present, the Community Health Center has almost 1,000 members coming from Mae Rim and other places. Pimjai Intamun also analyzed the economic impact that HIV/AIDS has had on people's lives and therefore helped to set up a drug fund, a saving group fund, and a store for raising funds for those infected with HIV/AIDS. She supports them to create handmade products for export. Pimjai Intamun is a living bodhisattva, a precious daughter of the Buddha. Her presence at various meetings and seminars to campaign for those living with HIV/AIDS over the decades has inspired people far and wide. Anjali Thayonond of Thailand. Anjali Thayonond, a Thai national, received her education in France at the Université de Grenoble. Later, she became a disciple of the well-known Thai meditation master Longpo Tien. Before meeting Longpo Tien, Anjali had never been interested in religion, merit-making, or keeping precepts. In fact, it was by coincidence that she read some of Longpo Tien's books in 1984. She then developed faith in his teachings. She decided to practice a dynamic form of meditation, movement meditation, which he taught, and in 1985 she visited the master to begin intensive practice. Longpo Tien stayed near her throughout her time of practice. After only 1 hour of intensive practice, she experienced insight into the phenomenon of body-mind. Longpo Tien, aware of her giftedness, suggested that she continue to practice this in her daily life in Bangkok. Anjali thus practiced and went to visit her teacher every time she experienced knowledge arising within herself. After 4 months of practice during her busy daily life in Bangkok, the natural phenomenon of arising and ceasing became apparent to her. Anjali continued on with her meditation practice and offered her first Dhamma talk in 1986. Longpo Tien asked her to speak before a gathering about her own experiences. From then on, she taught movement meditation for developing awareness. She has taught members of the international community and Thais at Mahidol University, the World Fellowship of Buddhists, and individually at her home. Her international students have come from Singapore, the US, and in the United Kingdom. In 1999, the Buddhist Association of the US reprinted her book, Against the Stream, as a meditation book for practitioners. To date, she has published several articles and books. Maha Upasika, Dr. Bongkut Sitipon of Thailand. Maha Upasika Dr. Bongkut Sitipon was born in Aranya Pratet, Prachinburi, Thailand. She was the owner and teacher of Serm Soy Bongkut School, a beauty salon, a school certified by the Thai Ministry of Education. At present, she is the Dhamma Master of Dan Mahamongkut, a meditation center for women as well as men, located in a forest setting in Kanchanaburi, along the famous and picturesque River Kwai. Maha Upasika Bongkut Sitipon, Mother of the Dhammaland as her disciples know her, is the president of several centers and foundations for meditation, as well as forest protection and restoration projects. She is the founder of Dan Mahamongkut in Savatthi, India, a great location of tribute to Buddhism. While she led her secular life, she observed that life is impermanent, subject to birth, old age, sickness, and death. Eventually, she reached the decision to renounce the world. Following the footsteps of Mahakassapa Thera, the close disciple of the Buddha praised for his pilgrimage practice of Tudong, she made pilgrimages for the sake of Dhamma all over Thailand, including in Aranya Pratet, Prachinburi, along the Cambodian border, in Khao Kho, Doi Tung, Phu View, along the Laotian border, in forests of Thong Panpun, in Kanchanaburi, and along the Burmese border. Recently, in 2003, she completed her pilgrimage along the historic sites of the Buddha in India, followed by her 1,000 disciples. She has taught Dhamma to more than 10 million people from over 100 countries. She has devoted herself to teaching Dhamma as well as to reforestation and forest protection projects as an expression of her loving kindness to save all beings spiritually and physically, not only in Thailand, but also in India and the rest of the world. Erika Dias of Sri Lanka. Erika Dias was born to an old, well-established family from Pelene, Weligama of southern Sri Lanka. The family is famous for its scholarly Buddhist bhikkhus who spread the Dhamma far and wide. Erika is the first woman in this family lineage of monastic scholars to contribute to this great tradition via her many books on spiritual development, poetry, and prose. Her writings have encircled the world, bringing forth peace. The readers are impressed by the depth of meaning expressed so succinctly in a few lines. One reader who worked for the UN in New York noted, "This wonderful piece I am indeed enjoying and reading over and over for its lavish and rich and at the same time well-balanced, soft and smooth in taste, but equally for its powerful and deep message." Her prose books are on Dhamma themes, again, brief but full of meaning. She has also written poems for children. Up to now, she has published 13 books, and 2 more books will be published shortly. These books sell in several countries, including one that has been translated into French. She lived in Thailand from 1978 to 1995 with her husband and 2 sons. She worked as a consultant for UNSCAP Bangkok from 1978 to 1987. During this time, she formed a spiritual group in Bangkok with Dr. Tin Tin, a Buddhist teacher and former UN World Health Organization consultant. People from many countries participated. Here, Erica Diaz matured in her Dhamma wisdom and meditation. Upon her return to her homeland of Sri Lanka, she formed a spiritual group, the Enlightenment Seekers Study Circle, and this tradition continues in Sri Lanka today. Erica Diaz has won many awards for her poetry from Thailand, Australia, and the US, including an honorary doctorate from the World Academy of Arts and Culture in California in 1991. Erica Diaz even wrote poetry for Queen Sirikit of Thailand on the celebration of her 60th birthday in 1992. Before sojourning to Thailand for 2 decades, she was a lecturer in sociology at the University of Colombo in Sri Lanka. Now she is very happy as a mind healer, helping people with Dhamma insight, and also as a writer. Vanessa Waki of the United Kingdom and Thailand. Vanessa Waki is a sculptor and peace builder. She was born in Hampshire, England in 1932. She studied fine arts at Medway College of Art and sculpture at Guildford College of Art. Since 1970, she has lived and worked in Thailand. Vanessa Waki studied informally with Professor Kin Yimsri, Dean of the Faculty of Sculpture and Painting at Silpakorn University in Bangkok. She studied Buddhism, meditation, and yoga. Her initial inspiration was to communicate Buddhist teachings via small, unorthodox bronze sculptures, classified officially as religious works of art. Her exquisite artwork has shown in exhibitions in Europe and Thailand in both public and private collections. Vanessa Waki is also the creator and director of the Dhamma Park Foundation and director of the Dhamma Park Gallery, a contemporary center for the development of spirituality and the arts in Pasang, Lamphun, Thailand. Dhamma Park Gallery opened in the year 2000. The permanent collection of modern sculptures represents the core teachings of the Buddha. Vanessa Waki explores new ways to raise spiritual environmental awareness and to encourage ethical values essential for the true well-being of society via the study and practice of the Buddha Dhamma, humor, satire, and the arts. At Dhamma Park, she also offers peaceful space for reflection on the meaning and purpose of life and opportunities for everyone to have fun in the Dhamma. Vanessa Waki believes that artists who are concerned by the current destructive thrust of human culture have a valuable role to play in helping to bring about a global spiritual reintegration and in relieving the spiritual energy crisis by reflecting goodness, truth, and beauty in their work. She finds great inspiration for her work in the northern province of Lamphun, Thailand, with her partner and president of the foundation and Thai national artist Inson Wongsan. In her spare time, she writes poetry, listens to classical music, reads widely, and listens avidly to the BBC and other overseas radio programs. The Dharma Park Foundation is affiliated with the International Network of Socially Engaged Buddhists, the Spirit in Education movement, and Alternatives to Consumerism. It is an official partner in UNESCO's program for building cultures of peace and peace education. Also, Vanessa Waki has published a paper on Buddhist arts for contemporary society.